Welcome tonight on this edition of 49ers, Niners Radio 49. This segment is Behind the Enemy Lines. We're doing this taping live at the Satellite Digital Media Studios in San Francisco. Guest who now works for the Valley Verdict, formerly known as the Big Sky Sports, is joining us again. Is Murphman, who covers the Arizona Cardinals. Mr. David Murphy, how you been?
I'm been good, buddy. How are you?
It's been a while since we talked. Been over a year ago.
Yeah,
The last time we talked, it was a different scenario. It was the Niners end up. A lot has happened since. The Niners coming off a last year a disappointing year, winning only 6 games, losing back. They were 5-4 at the midway point, but only the lose 7 of their
hmm
final 8 games to finish dead last in the basement in the NFC West. The Cardinals would go on a sweep the Niners, the injury plagued Niners, and this year not bad, 6-4 through the first 10 games, but they are out with the defensive just been decimated by injuries, including two prime candidates for Defensive Player of the Year. Where of course Nick Bosa won it 3 years ago, and and Fred Warner, a candidate, went down with the fractured foot and ankle against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So a lot has changed. Has lots been different since the last we have talked. But the Cardinals are having their share of injuries. They lost James Conner in that game against the 49ers back early in the year. And now we hear that Marvin Harrison Jr.,
hmm
the son of Marvin Harrison, Hall of Famer for the Colts, had his appendectomy surgery. He's going to miss this Sunday's game and may even miss more. So just a lot has happened since the last one. Cardinals right now sitting at 3-6.
Yeah. You list off a bunch of things that happened, but there's something that you can say this the same, and both teams are very injury stricken. That is for certain.
Yep, both teams. Yep.
But I think the Cardinals list is much longer than the 49ers list, as there are, I mean, my goodness, just from the injury report from last 2 days of practice alone, I think the Cardinals will have well over 15 players, and the 49ers only have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our list is double, almost triple your list if you look at the injury report.
Yep. You're looking at these games that they've lost. They lose to the Niners in Week 3, 15-16. The Mr. Island Mag Eddie Pinero, who replaced Nick Moody, hit a game-winning field goal to win that game. And then they lose to Seattle by 3. They lose another one by 1. They lose another one by 4. They then
Yeah.
lose back to back by 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
Then at the bye week, they beat Dallas, and
Mm-hmm.
they just got flat beat by Seattle. So at three and
Yeah.
six, and at least, and I'm taking at least 5 of those 6 games have been decided by 4 points or less.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's kind of been the story, is that this Cardinals team has been just about every game except for last week. Last week you just kind of flush and you learn from it, but you mainly flush it because you just got absolutely stomped. You fought near the end, but it was too late, and yeah, you just kind of move on, because it's a Seattle team that is probably one of, if not the the better teams in the NFL right now. Their defense is solid. Their offense is better than solid, and it's another story of a quarterback that bounced around for a little bit, got great traction last year in Minnesota, and now he's tearing it up. And of course, we're talking about Sam Darnold.
Yeah. And then, actually, in fact, in 8 of their first 9 games, the Cardinals overall have been involved in games by at least 6 points or less. That's probably the most in
Yeah,
all of football. So
yeah,
you look at it, this team could easily, they could they could easily be 5-4. They could
yeah.
easily be 6-3, vice versa,
Mm-hmm.
in a 4-team race for the top spot in the NFC. At worst, they could be 5-4, 6-3. If you look at the games, so right now they got the situation with Kyler Murray. He's probably this may be his last year with the Cardinals as he's starting to lose a step or two.
You say probably. I'm going to go say definitely. We
Definitely,
have seen him as an Arizona Cardinal for the last time. Yeah, no, I am, a lot. This is me strongly speculating. I'm not reporting anything.
right?
I don't have the
Speculating.
means to report on a Kyler Murray situation, but I'm pretty certain that we have not that we have seen the last of Kyler Murray in a Cardinals uniform, and it's possible. There's a small possibility that he could technically, if he were to be cut and no one else were to sign him, he could go play for the A's because he would be officially released from a NFL binding contract.
Right,
Legally, he could do that. I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying that he's going to, but he absolutely could do that. And or he could go somewhere else and be like one of these other quarterbacks, and flourish somewhere else. But it's hard to say because for the last 6-8 years or so, we saw the pendulum of young, athletic quarterbacks, dual threat quarterbacks that everybody was trying to find. And now I feel like it's swinging back the other way to an athletic, in the pocket, stand strong quarterback that we used to see, with when you think about Peyton Manning and all these others that didn't have as much athleticism, but now these college kids, they're coming out with all kinds of athleticism, but some of them have the ability to stand in the pocket and stand strong and throw it down the field. So it's definitely a blending of the old and the new, and that pendulum is just swinging a little bit more towards the opposite end, where it used to be, like I said, you're trying to find the next dual threat quarterback, and for a couple teams it worked out for, but I think for most, that they want these guys that are going to stand in the pocket and sling it down the field and make the right play, make the right read. And that's the important piece that a lot of teams are trying to find. And some teams like your Niners have found it, and Seattle, they think they found it. There's other various other different teams that found it, and so Kyler could be one of those guys that changes the trajectory of another team. And I don't see it happening, but he could be. I'm not going to rule. He has immense talent. He is most certainly a talented quarterback. And if it doesn't work out for him, I do wonder: does he have the ability to tear down his pride and say, you know what, I'm going to have to settle for a backup role for right now? Does he have that ability? I'm not sure about that. I think he knows he should be and could be a starter in this league, and he has been. But I don't see him as a backup. I think the league might see him as backup, to be honest with you. But I don't see him. I think that he would. I don't think he would humble himself enough to accept a backup role, and very well he might have to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking a look right now on the look at this. Right now, we're talking with Dave Murphy from it's now the Valley Verdict, formerly known as the Big Sky Sports. We just taking a look of the injury report by the Arizona Cardinals. As we take a look, gonna pull this up.
It's a lengthy one.
I'm taking a look at it right now.
Baron Browning, outside linebacker, concussion, already been ruled out. Marvin Harrison, we had the appendicitis, already been ruled out. Will Johnson with with a back, questionable. Bial Nichols, questionable. Rabbit, Darian Taylor Demerson, questionable. Mac Wilson, ribs, out.
Woo! I can't
There's
talk
so
either.
many guys. Bam Knight showed up with the ankle, questionable. Max Melton, questionable. I mean, you just keep on going down. And then now, if you look over there at the game status, they're all unspecified. But what I am regurgitating to you and the viewer right now is what Coach has already said. What Jonathan Gannon has already said about these guys. They're all day to day, but the first couple that I mentioned, they're already out. Baron Browning, Marvin Harrison,
Right.
Mac Wilson, all are already out. Some guys that he's moved to the IR already. So it's a lengthy list as you look up and down this. For practice, a lot of them DNP, limited,
I love when you do it.
limited.
Limited DMP. It's like a
Yeah,
mixed board. It's like
yeah.
it's like
So it's a mess. It's an absolute mess over there. And really and truly, if you're near the facility and you have any kind of football knowledge at all, shoot, they might be signing you because they just need bodies right now.
I prefer sign with the red and gold, but at my age, at 48, about to turn 49, about a month and a half, I'd rather prefer staying on the pine doing media freelance information. I can't deal with the pain. I can't mentally, not for me at my age, but
Oh, of course, obviously I'm being, we're being facetious here, but seriously, if that's the situation the Cardinals are in. They do have a lot of other players that should and could and need to step up. A lot of young draft picks that need to step up, and it's all going to be on them. And very capable guys, but if you're a Cardinals fan right now, you got your palms up in the air, and you're like, what are we going to do right now?
now we're looking for the 49ers. It's last week they came out of that game against the Rams despite the loss with no major injuries, so that is a positive. But looking at the reports of today, Alfred Comfort, the Collins defensive tackle, hip, limited practice. Mac Jones, knee, he was in practice. See him. Christian McCaffrey was on a day of rest, did not practice. Ricky Pearsall, who missed the last 6 games with that PCL injury, he was good to go. Brock Purdy, those are the two. Uh, he got the turf toe, limited practice. He should be ready to start on Sunday. I think his toe's feeling much better. And think about this: the turf toe injuries are no joke. They do not. That's not an overnight thing. They take forever to heal. Turf toe.
Yes. No, and some of them are depending on when it happens in your career. They are career-ending injuries, not season-ending injuries. Career-ending injuries, and so, like I said before, you found some gold there, with Mac Jones, former Alabama standout, and so a lot of people were saying about him, man, it looks like he's done. Looks like he's going to have to accept a backup role. It didn't look good there in New England. He had some sparks. He is some sparks in New England, and then he comes over to you guys and filling right in and looking great. And like I said, I keep on going back to someone like Sam Darnold. Same thing, bounced around with the Jets. I had a great season last year. Now with the Seahawks, looking good, and MVP type talent, MVP type season. It was a couple of years ago with Kirk Cousins. Life is not over for some of these quarterbacks. But like I said, I don't know, and not to get back to the Kyler Murray thing, but I don't know if Kyler could be one of those guys. He has a chance to be, but I don't know if he will be. And so, it's kudos to the teams that have gold in their hands right now. A couple of years ago, another one comes to mind. You have Baker Mayfield, killing it, absolutely killing it. So, and never mind, everyone said, well, hey, look at the division that he's in. Dude, the dude was on the way out the door, comes in Thursday night, barely knows the plays, kills it as a Ram, and now he's a Buck. He's been there for a while, has a long-term contract, and his team is primed to win the division just about every year because he's slinging the rock downfield, staying healthy, looks good. So it can happen.
Yep, and the Niners right now 6-4. They trail both the Rams and the Seahawks by a game. Rams by a game and a half. Those two teams are going to hook up part of the late window for Fox's regional coverage. I believe Joe Davis and Greg Olson's going to call that game for Fox. So Niner fans, I'll be on location. I'll be monitoring that game very decisively tomorrow. Big weekend ahead because I will be doing a high school playoff on Saturday. My alma mater, George Washington, will be playing Lincoln up at George Washington, one of the best stadiums in high school stadiums in the country. You can see the backdrop of the Golden Gate Bridge. In fact, I'll take a picture. I'll text you a picture of the stadium when I get a chance when I go up there on Saturday. But just to tell you how great that stadium is. But those are going to be coming on at the exact the time they get the Seahawks for that regular season finale. I mean, I think that nobody, I don't think, is going to run away with the NFC West, David. Even the Niners, despite their challenges with all the injuries on defense, which is a bummer, I think that race is going down to the to the 18th, the final Sunday of the season. If the Niners are within a game by the time they play the Rams or the Seahawks or a game up on them, you play it for the division title. Yeah, it could be for the division title and a lot on the stake because then if they beat Seattle again, they could win the NFC West because of the better divisional. They will have the tiebreaker over Seattle head to head, and the Rams, if they and the Rams possibly could finish ahead of Seattle, the Niners will have that second tiebreaker over the Rams because they had a better win-loss record in the division. That's if the Rams would lose on Sunday.
Yeah, it's a still a 3-horse race. My Cardinals are essentially out of it. Not necessarily mathematically per se. Well, at least not by I think by the division lead, yes, but as far as making a playoff appearance via a wild card, not mathematically out of it. But after this game, if they lose, they will pretty much be out of it. And so you can throw that X right next to their name and saying indicating will not make the playoffs or eliminated from playoff contention. Pretty much after this week, and if not, there's a lot that has to go right for them, and I don't see that happening. So, yeah, three horse race, and it can go any way right now. So, yeah, it's exciting stuff. I don't know. We might have lost Brian. Um, I don't know what to do. It's just me right now, guys. I'll give a free plug for myself. Oh, Brian's coming back. Looks like he's coming back. The Valley Verdict at gmail.com.
Here we go. We lost. Just yeah. Sorry about that. Just the Wi-Fi. I hate when the Wi-Fi cuts.
Oh, you're good.
Like that. It's just...
I've riffed a little bit.
So here we go. Yeah. So you changed it now. The Valley at gmail.com. That's your new platform?
The Valley Verdict at gmail.com is my email, and then I'm on Facebook, The Valley Verdict, at The Valley Verdict, and then Instagram, at The Valley Verdict Podcast. For whatever reason, The Valley Verdict on Instagram was taken out. Otherwise, I would have kept it all the same. And then every bit of content, every podcast episode, everything I've ever done, it automatically gets uploaded to YouTube, The Valley Verdict. So pretty decided to go with a name that completely changed my complete rebrand, a different logo, if you will. Still talking the same stuff, still talking Cardinals, still talking Suns, ASU football and basketball, and the Arizona Diamondbacks. So all of that's still the same. Nothing's changed there, but decided to go with a name that fit the topic instead of a name that fit where I live. Big Sky Sports was, I live in Montana, so that made sense for that, but it doesn't make sense for the show. So I've completely rebranded myself, and so that's where everybody can find me. So pretty simple, easy spelling. It's right there on the screen, The Valley Verdict. So easy for you to, for those that watch and listen to your show, can find me as well, and I hope they do. And some good content there, and trying to do more.
Yep. So I think this race is going to go down, and you still cover the Diamondbacks and the Phoenix Suns, right? In Arizona State.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Suns are on right now, so I'll I got this with you, and as soon as I'm done with this, throwing the game on and checking it out. The Phoenix Suns are playing really well, very gritty, very scrappy team, completely new team, one of the youngest teams in the NBA right now, and I know it's early, but they hold the 7th seed in the West, so I'm pretty happy. 2 games above 500.
Yep. And the Niners are starting to get healthy, and I think even if they were to get to the playoffs, which they can, because after Sunday's game, they get the Arizona Cardinals. That will be on Monday night, 1 week from or they will play. Yeah, so then they will. The 49ers will have their bye week on December the 7th. After they play Cleveland, they play Cleveland on the 30th. That will not be till 2 weeks from this Sunday. The wraparound that be on Thanksgiving weekend, and then they'll play Tennessee. They'll play Cam Cam Newton, not or they'll
Cam
play
Ward.
Cam Ward. Correction, Cam Ward and the Titans. They'll come out to Levi's to Santa Clara after their bye week on the 14th, and then after that the finish up. They'll play three of their last four games are at home. They'll play the Titans on the 14th. Then they'll play the Colts on Monday night, 3 days before Christmas, the week of Christmas, on the 22nd. Then they'll play the Chicago Bears on Sunday Night Football on NBC. The Bears are right in the thick of the playoff chase in the NFC, so I don't see NBC flexing out of that game as long as the Niners just keep on. If both teams continue on the same right path, that game will stay in play. Then on the new year on the 4th, January 4th, the regular season finale, the third or the fourth, that Niners Seahawks game could be played either on ABC, ESPN Saturday night, or on NBC for Sunday night. That could have determined the NFC. We hear you.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so that race could go down to the final weekend. And beat Seattle. That will. There you go. So, who's going to end up being the quarterback if the Cardinals move on from Kyler Murray? I forgot to ask you that follow up question.
Well, right now it's Jacoby for 2025, 2026. Who knows? It all depends on who's available. The draft doesn't look quite as promising as what it had looked like before. There's still a lot of guys in that's considered to be a part of the draft class that have years of eligibility, and some of them I think they will stay in college. Others I think they should stay in college. But there's three guys that I like for the Cardinals as it pertains to the draft. and looks like they might be drafting between that 10, 15, somewhere in their spot. I like Dante Moore from Oregon, Ty Simpson from Alabama, and Fernando Mendoza
Here we
uh,
go. Here we go.
from Indiana. So
Mm-hmm.
those are my those are my picks for quarterback. And so we'll see. But like I said, the draft class isn't quite as strong as everybody was thinking it would have been, and so there's a lot of guys that I think will and should stay in college. So other than that, I guess we'll see how free agency shakes out after the season. So they could be in line to get someone from there. If not, keep Jacoby for one more year, let him be the starter, and then let someone you draft learn under him. If not, maybe you like the quarterback class for the following year, and you just kind of fill in with whatever you can, for the 2026 season, and then draft someone after that. But right now, like I said, it's Jacoby.
All right, Dave. We're gonna put a bow on it right now as we're getting ready to wrap this up. We're doing a podcast pre-recorded, but thank you for being on. And
Absolutely.
anytime, wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving and holidays. And we'll see what happens down the road. Arizona Cardinals, the best they can do now is to play the role of spoiler.
Yep.
And who knows? The NFL, any team could get beat on any given Sunday.
Yep.
It showed last weekend when the Miami Dolphins having a horrendous season, knock off the Buffalo Bills, a Bills team who knocked off the Chiefs the previous week, may have caused some not only damage for the AFC East for home field advantage for the playoffs, but there's uncertainty for the AFC. Well, the AFC East now is uncertain for them because if they were to finish tied with the Patriots at the end of the season, they play the Patriots one more time in Foxborough. If they split, the second tiebreaker after head-to-head would be wins with the win-loss record within the division, and the Bills would lose that second tiebreaker to the Patriots, and the Bills would face a prospect of going on the road throughout the entire AFC playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, though, Murph, you take care, though. We'll talk to you again soon down the road, hopefully on our flagship satellite digital media, where we could do some baseball talk and hot stove or
Absolutely.
spring training with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
All right.
It'd be good. I'm always available. You know where I am. Thank you.
All right. You have a good night.
All right, buddy.
All right. All right. That's David Murphy from his new. This is his new platform called the Valley Verdict, formerly known as the Big Sky Sports, and check him out. You go up on Google, check him out, and got some good podcasts and write some good content. Now he covers the Arizona Cardinals. He does the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Phoenix Suns, and covers Arizona State Sundell Sports as well. So that's it for now. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis. Thank you for watching Behind the Enemy Lines with David Murphy from the Valley Project on Niners Radio 49. Thank you for watching.